Happy Friday and Happy New Year, everybody. We've got a great show for you today. We are going to be talking about the amazing East region of San Diego today. My name is Chris Astelero with Exchange Resources. Welcome to LEARNin San Diego Live. All right. And as you know, prices continue to escalate, especially along the coast. Investors and homeowners are now looking at where can they get their values. So as they migrate further and further east, we're going to talk about the opportunities that are going on with the East region of San Diego. And we've got some great subject matter experts to talk about that today. My name is Chris Astelero with Exchange Resources. We are a QI, a qualified intermediary located here in San Diego, and we've done over 60,000 tax-deferred exchanges. We do all 50 states, and if you are an investor who's thinking about selling their investment property and faced with a significant tax consequence, the 1031 exchange is going to be your best bet and best tool to utilize in order to defer those capital gains taxes and roll it into other properties. And with the 1031 tax-deferred exchange, when your heirs receive your properties, they receive a step up in basis and all those taxes are forgiven. So if you're interested in knowing what your options are, I'm here for you. All right, welcome everybody to the show. Martin, Tracy, Casey, Ruben, so glad that you're here today. We're going to have an amazing 2026. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. Super grateful to be here, Chris. Happy 2026. Cheers to the best year yet.
Yes. Casey, how are you? You're muted.
Sorry about that. Doing great, man. Good to see you.
Congratulations on your new baby.
Yes, I appreciate it. I'm trying to sneak in as much sleep as I can between these calls.
Kicking off the new year with a new family. And Martin, thank you again for being on the show and presenting all these off-market deals. How are you doing today?
Oh,
Martin, you're on.
Oh, it auto mutes me. That's crazy. No, I'm super excited to be back. Very excited for this deal. It's actually a before and after of a flip we did. And just coming off a great networking event with Tracy and one of her colleagues, Linda Villa. So super excited about that and super excited for the show today.
All right, Ruben, how are you doing?
Amazing and ready. Let's make it happen.
Fantastic. So without further ado, let's kick off the first segment of our show and get into it with our LEARNin Local News.
Have you ever heard of fake news? Well, unfortunately, it is everywhere. And a lot of times when I'm going through and trying to get educated about what's going on, I have no idea whether what I'm reading or listening to or seeing is fake or real, legit or illegitimate. And that's the whole purpose of why we even have LEARNin Local Live. We present insights, we present events, we present deals that are going on in the local region that we are focusing on. And every week for the news, we bring you an article that really highlights the fact that we need real people. So this week, we are highlighting an article from the U.S. Sun saying home buyers are saving $10,500 by swapping expensive real estate agents for a simple alternative. I don't know about that. It is so crazy. A real estate transaction is so complex. It takes so much human interaction and intervention to make sure it goes smoothly. So I don't know, Chris. I mean, as much as I'm a huge advocate for technology, I just don't know how this is going to fly. But I'm concerned because people love saving money. That's the truth. Right?
Absolutely. You have a really good point there, Ruben. There's a lot of people out there who are do-it-yourselfers and who want to save that money. But in the long run, are they really saving money? Rather than hiring a reputable, experienced agent to negotiate that property for them. And they're the ones who are in the front lines who know what's going on within that city and what's best for them. Obviously, they're a fiduciary. and they're going to do what's best for the client. Is
Absolutely.
AI a fiduciary? Can AI have this sense of giving you, the best service and negotiating the best deal for you? I don't know. We're here to talk about that today.
Well, hey, you know what? That's the whole reason why this show exists. So I
Yeah.
love that you're hosting. Thank you so much for being the host with the most today. So let's just make it happen, brother.
Absolutely. Let's kick it off and get into the next segment of our show and meet our let's first find out what LEARNin Local Live is. So what is LEARNin Local Live? It is a live podcast where we present and highlight subject matter experts. We present off-market deals, and we also present events that you can actually go to get more insights, more tools, more knowledge about what you want to do in real estate, whether you're creating an ADU, whether you're going to be flipping houses, whether you're going to be getting your first loan. But we give you all these tools and insights here. And so we're here to educate, empower, and inspire you to get all this knowledge so that you don't make costly mistakes when you're buying your first piece of real estate, your first home, your first investment property. And how do we do it? We're here to connect, collaborate, and create content with our subject matter experts. And who are they? They are the realtors who are out there in the field, who are working with buyers and sellers and contractors and appraisers and inspectors. And they know what's going on within their region of San Diego. So that's why it's important that they are here. So thank you guys all so much. Martin, Tracy, Casey, so great to have you guys here. Without further ado, let's meet our subject matter influencers. All right, and the reason why we have our subject matter influencers here is because they're here, they're live. You can actually ask them questions and comment below. And if you're interested in meeting with one of these influencers, please contact us directly and we will connect you to these experts in the field. Now, all of these influencers are out here as professionals trying to get exposure for their business. And they don't have time to create content for themselves and be in a production like this. We have San Diego LEARNin Live that does that for you. I don't have time to do all this, and they create content for me. This is an example of what they can do for you. Located in Rancho Bernardo, we've been around for over 26 years, and we've done over 60,000 tax-deferred exchanges. If you don't do a 1031 tax-deferred exchange, you could be faced with about 30 to 40% in taxes, right? Wouldn't you rather roll that over to the next property so that you can buy more with it? Well, we're here to give you your options. Let's talk. All right, and everybody wants to know who our subject matter influencers are. Tracy, it's always so great to have you on this show. Please introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Well, you are the host with the most, the king of 1031s. So thank you. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy 2026. Cheers to the best year yet. Tracy Hassey here, super connector with Ticor Escrow Services. I have one question for you. How are you safeguarding your real estate deals from cyber fraud, wire fraud, cybercrime? It's happening every day. Let's talk. I've got some insights that I'd love to share with you. You know, in a market that's complex here in Southern California, Ticor Escrow Services is a Fortune 300 company safeguarding millions in funds daily, ensuring compliance and protecting all parties involved, coupled with the top escrow experts closing your deals. So cheers to your success. Enjoy the show and be sure to ask questions. We're all here for you as industry experts. So, hey, Martin, let's hear from you. Take it away.
Hey everybody, super excited to be back as always. But yeah, if you're looking for any off-market deals in the San Diego area, look no further than Oak Rock Realty. My name is Martin Magana, and at Oak Rock, me and my colleagues, we really pride ourselves in our ability to negotiate deals for you and our human factor. That's something that we're going to be talking about later with AI. But it's just really, if you need any help investment, traditional side, any properties on how to comp, how to run your deal to see what you're looking for, the construction costs, reach out to us. We're always happy to help you guys, and super excited to meet any of you guys out in the field later today. So
thank you, Martin. Casey, welcome to the show again.
Thank you. What's going on, guys? I'm Casey Clayton with Cross Country Home Mortgage, your local lending expert. I'm here to help out with everything from your first-time home buyers to your seasoned investors. With our wide product set and our industry-leading 10-day close, we want to make sure whether it's your dream home or your next home run investment, you're putting your best foot forward and that your offer is getting seen and accepted and to the closing table. Anything I can ever assist you with, reach out anytime. And thanks again for having me on, guys. Super excited to be a part of this and give my insights.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you all so much for being on the show today. Again, without you all here taking out of your time out of your busy day to be here, we wouldn't have a show. And it's grown exponentially over the last year. It's amazing how our community has grown, and so many people are trying to get into the show so that they can also give back to our community and also get exposure for their businesses and their services. So I am proud to introduce our next segment of our show, our subject matter influencers who are going to be talking about that East region of San Diego. And again, the potential is out there, but we need our subject matter experts to talk about these things. So without further ado, let's move on to the next segment of our show and kick it off with our LEARNin Local Insights. All right, everybody, happy new year. And we're going to have an awesome 2026. But before we get started in our LEARNin Local Insights, let's thank our sponsor, Farmers Insurance.
Protection that puts you first. Your home and your family deserve security, stability, and peace of mind. For every mile, every moment, every memory in motion. Because every drive deserves to get you home safely. Comprehensive solutions that safeguard your operations, assets, and future. Farmers Insurance, because your life deserves protection that truly matters.
Thank you again, Farmers Insurance, for sponsoring our show. Let's kick it off and get to know our subject matter experts. Let's start off with Nicole Turner.
Hi, you guys. Nicole Turner here from SellState Next Gen Realty. My superpower, turning clients' stresses into absolute successes. I was licensed back in 2006. I am actually at my 20-year anniversary this year. So that actually excites me because being able to help people is my passion. And I can't wait to talk to you today about the East County region.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Maria, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me back in the show. I'm Maria Ingle with ESP Commercial, your local commercial real estate advisor and business broker here in San Diego. Having an insight of what's happening in San Diego is essential when making a real estate investment. So I'm here to share the knowledge and systems that empower others to make informed, confident decisions. So if you're looking to invest in commercial property, I help creating opportunities that align with your vision, your values, and your financials.
Thank you so much, Maria. And so let's get into it. But before we do, Nicole, Maria, Casey, let's break down East region of San Diego. What is that region? What are those cities that we should?
So you're going to go, Chris, you're going all the way east.
Yeah.
Follow me all the way to Borrego Springs.
Okay.
That's as far as we're going east. And then if I go west, I'm going to go the furthest of La Mesa, Lemon Grove.
Yep. I get it.
Pretty much is my border to the left and the right of that region. It's a big region, really, when you look at the land involved there.
Yeah. And I think with where the real estate market is going right now in San Diego, it seems like the values are continue to go up, and a lot of families, a lot of investors, they're looking at more affordability, and they're migrating towards the east to find out all these values. So, if you can give us an insight, on what's going on in that area, what opportunities there are, new construction, please give us your feedback on that.
Well, I think in the world of, I'm a native here in San Diego County, and I was born and raised in the East County. I still reside here today. Affordability is a factor. It's a huge factor. My house is 25 minutes from the beach. That's if I run into traffic. And at the same time, I can get to the mountains very quickly. I'm right in a place where I still get to enjoy San Diego County, but I don't have to spend that $1.2 million average to be able to get a house. I'm more in, a lower average. And truly, the further east I go, the better my price gets. So it's really just a matter of what the client needs, what they want, and what they're willing to do.
Absolutely. And Maria, what kind of investments? I'm sorry, go ahead, Nicole, finish.
Well, no. I was just going to say, a lot of people think East County and they think of it as like a lower region. But the demand here is super strong. The demand in the East County, whether it's rental or buying, it's very, very strong. That can even be out in Campo, in Boulevard, for many, many, many reasons. So, some people look at it as a less than, but in my world, it's like, no way. It's a smart place to spend less dollars for more return in the long run.
Absolutely. And talking about return, Maria, what sort of properties should these investors be looking for in the East region? Are there investment properties where they can get, great value deals on where, there's actually a good rate of return?
Yes, actually, the East region of San Diego is growing considerably. We can see big increase of warehouses, industrial properties, and also multifamilies. And those are where there are big developments happening right now. And we have some top developments that are increasing. So yes, we can see that all the East Country, like we have there the missile. Hold on, let me open the slides in here. Where is it? So there are different developments like in the Santee and in the Cajon. Basically, in the Cajon, it just completed where is it? Sorry, everyone. I just have a trouble with my computer right now, but
yeah, I can jump in real quick while you're setting
yes, please.
When I think of the East region from an investment perspective, one thing I tell a lot of people is people think of San Diego, they think of the coast, they think of the beaches, but there's only so much real estate there, and a lot of it's already used. There's not a lot of room to build. So what happens naturally is people push east, especially with affordability as well, right? Is there's so much demand in the western regions, it pushes prices up maybe a little quicker, but it leaves affordability in the east. And those prices and those values are only going to continue to increase as more people come to San Diego and want to be in San Diego for that beach lifestyle. But it's just, they're priced out of that western region price point. So, I mean, we've seen it a lot in North County where values in San Marcos and Escondido have skyrocketed over the last 5 to 10 years as more people push further east. And we're going to see that continue to happen into all those East County regions that Nicole told you about.
Absolutely. Casey, you make a good point. Very, very good point. But also you have a background in loans. So, can you just give us a quick idea of where the interest rates are right now? And that's how that's affecting also, getting these values and getting great deals out there tied in with their loans?
Yeah, I mean, we're in like the mid sixes, right? It always varies on the individual borrower's qualifications, but just ballpark at mid sixes right now. If you're FHA or VA, you're probably in the low sixes or even high fives, which is kind of crazy to say when people hear a 5% interest rate. Definitely gets them excited. But yeah, definitely a lot more affordable than where we were, 2-3 years ago. And that also is going to help with buyer demand and help with stabilizing values and continuing to push values up as we continue to have more demand and more buyers that come into the market with these more affordable interest rates.
Absolutely.
Casey, you brought up a really good point with rates, because that's one thing when you talk to AI, it's just they can't do what these brains can do. You talk the rates, and I look at my world, what I have to do to be able to negotiate with sellers, to be able to get the money that I can, to be able to buy down those rates. I mean, we've done some crazy things. Yeah. Even in the last year, locking people into crazy rates, fixed 30 years. It all comes from a seller scoop. And, that's something that the realtor needs to be able to know how to do, because if your realtor doesn't have that ability to know that we can even play that game with Casey, you're missing out.
And that changes.
Go
I was
ahead.
going to say, and that changes price point, right? So, if we're talking a 6.5% rate, but Nicole's coached her clients that we're going to go in for a 3% seller credit to buy that interest rate down, now we are in the mid fives probably. And now we're talking about more buying power and potentially buying a house that they wouldn't have been able to afford if they didn't know that strategy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and sometimes we're talking the 1-2 because it's a short-term answer, and then sometimes we're talking that long-term, which is going to take more money for me to negotiate from that seller. AI, that robot, can never, ever give you these kind of things that are going to save you so much money. We talked about it at the beginning, saving money and how expensive they try to make the realtor out to be. I have fixed so many expensive problems that people have gotten into themselves, trying to take the short way that they thought was going to be least expensive. One of them happened right here in El Cajon. And literally the seller came to me, referred to me from a friend of mine. And he says, well, I'm in this program and they're going to charge me money. It equated, you guys, when we actually looked at the dollars in the real contract that he didn't really pay attention to, it equated to $70,000 from his profit. And at the same time, if you don't know the area, you don't know the real value, because they were telling him he couldn't get more than $600 for the house. And it was a condo. It was a twin home, right? So twin home, single family home. Again, I have a shift of like it's less than because it's attached to something else. But in my world, I knew all the superiors of that property. I knew he could get $699. He was able to get out of that $70,000 cost with the contract. He killed the transaction with them, and he was able to move to my office. He made over $170,000 more using the brain of a realtor than he would have using a program that he accidentally got himself into. It's powerful.
That's so important. That's so important. Thank you for making that point, Nicole. Now, at the tail end of last year, the third and fourth quarter of last year, I know that there was a significant increase in listings that have been staying on the market a lot longer. And with the East region, and a lot of families and investors looking in the East region, what can you do, Maria, as far as helping them and guiding them through that process of what they need to look for and how, negotiating with the sellers? What do you do specifically to help them negotiate?
Yes, when we negotiate, we really need to see what their goal is, what they're looking into, and then we actually have to do numbers, because for an investor viewpoint, if the numbers don't make sense, they're not going to go for it, right? So we actually need to calculate what their investment, what their return is going to be. And what we can see in the East region is that the assets typically trade at a discount comparing with the rest of the San Diego County. The prices are really good, and there is growth opportunities. The yield is going, there is room for rent growth. So there is a very high demand right now in all the East region county, in retail, in industrial, and in multifamily, basically. That's the top ones.
Very, very nice. Thank you. And as a commercial expert in the industry, what sort of properties are these investors looking for right now? What is it? Are they looking for more industrial, more commercial retail space? Are they looking for more multifamilies? Where do they get a higher rate of return? As far as what your clients are looking for, what are they looking for?
So right now, the highest ones are multifamily. They get a very high return in there just because the prices are better than the rest of the county right now at the moment. However, there is a lot of investment happening about industrial and retail places. So a lot of new developments are multifamily, mixed use with the commercials on the bottom where they can live on the top. Those are happening, and those are the ones that are giving the investors the more attraction. And it's like a lot of developments are happening right now on Santee and El Cajon. El Cajon has a lot of going on right now. We can look into the city of Santee and we see all the developments that are happening. And a lot of them includes retail.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that insight. Nicole, I know that you're out there, you're focusing on the residential part of the real estate. What are some points that you can advise some of these families or investors looking for properties in the East region? What is something that you would advise them to do at this point in time when they're looking at that in that area?
Well, I think the biggest thing that you're looking at in any real estate journey is realistic expectations to be able. Oh,
no, you're good. You're good.
You can hear me? No?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I think the biggest thing in any real estate journey is going to be those realistic expectations. Really, in inventory, like last year, we had a lot of talk of buyer's market, buyer's market, buyer's market. As I come into January, I have less than 4,000 homes in all of the county. And I mean, when you look at that inventory, a lot of it is out in Borrego Springs and Jacamba and those areas that people aren't going to go. So even at a 4,000 number in a first quarter, I'm looking at our numbers getting back to even where we were in possibly the end of 22, beginning of 2023, as we head into this year. So having people that are working for you that are extremely aggressive and know what they're doing is going to be so important to be able to outcompete in the numbers that we're walking into. First quarter, I think we're going to stay very low in inventory. If those interest rates start to cool off, right? Because it's the consumer mind that's always at the forefront of our day. If the news talks about those rates coming down, there's a lot of untruths to some of that people don't know. But when we talk like this and teach people, like, just because you see a 7% rate doesn't mean that's what you're closing on, right? It allows them to understand there's an open door for a further conversation, depending on where they end up. And to me, the East County is still that place that, even from a rental perspective, like Maria is talking about right here, rental demand here is here. Being able to rent a single family home for $4,500 a month is happening. And those kind of things to be able to hold in the long term are going to be super important when we're working with clients who say, I want to do that investment thing. I want to move into that. What does it look like to own two houses? Maria, I know one thing that I'm dealing with when we're doing builds is that single family home, and then how many more units can we put on it right now, right? And sometimes that can equate to turning a residential space into a commercial space. Mm-hmm. And so when I hear you say the dollar is going to derive from those multifamily units, I mean, I still think that's the name of the game today. And from a demand in even the commercial space, we just moved to our new location right here on Main Avenue in Lakeside after being up on Camino, Canada for about 5 years. And you guys, back in 2020, we were talking about the commercial world collapsing. It did not collapse. It's not collapsing. It was very strong when I got out there to find our new home. And we've got the best home ever. But truly, demand was there, even in the commercial space, even for an office space. Yeah. So all I see is strength. And the one thing that San Diego has is that golden sand that when you turn on the news and listen to it, it's really never going to equate to what's happening in your neck of the woods. And I think that's where the local expert comes in so advantageous for a person. And reality is it's the best money spent, because those long-term financial catastrophes, they're expensive. And they're often things that people didn't even know that were going to happen to them. And I clean up messes a lot in that space to be able to help them get to a better place, even in that world.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nicole. That's some great insight as far as what we're looking for. And East Region, it's an opportunity for either residential or commercial. You just gotta, make sure you weigh out the numbers and utilize one of our subject matter experts here, our agents. I mean, I know that, AI is in effect and people are looking at using AI, but you know what? These agents are creative. They can negotiate and, they can actually save you money in the long run. So without further ado, let's get into the next segment of our show and get into it with our LEARNin Local Deals.
Thank you for that, Chris. Now it's time for my personal favorite segment, the LEARNin Local Deals, where we bring you real deals in real time. But before we get started, I'd actually like to thank our sponsor, Revolution Realty Capital. Thank you, Ruben, and thank you, Revolution Cap, for all that. So here we go. Moving on from the East County part of San Diego, we'll be going northwards a little bit to Poway. So yeah, so this one's in the 92064 zip code. It is a 5-3. It is one of my personal favorite flips because just overall the footprint of it and the way the seller agent, the person who actually bought this from me, it was an investor that we actually met at a networking event. My favorite part about this deal is that it sold minutes after we finished walking it. We had a group of about 5 or 6 different investors, and as we're walking out, he pulls me aside, says, "Martin, how can I buy this now? How can I do this now?" He saw the value, he saw it. He listed it a little bit over where I would have put it at, and he just recently, as of I believe it was yesterday, got a $50K price drop. But going back to the deal, it is a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,853 square foot, sitting on a 8,000 square foot lot, built in 1959. Overall, it's one of the cleanest flips I've ever seen. Overall, the condition of it is very well kept. Everything is outdated, including the flooring, the bathrooms, the kitchen. But besides that, there's no big issues. The roof is in decent shape. I think they kept it. The backyard was in excellent shape. It was really the fencing that really needed work. The windows, the central heating, the roof possibly, and the fence were really the big ticket items here. And the one really big thing that I thought was going to make this sit a little bit was in the kitchen area, there is a step down from the living room. So a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people do. I know for me personally, from what I've experienced, that those little step downs in the middle of the room will make it so that over more of like the 55 up community might not take this property into account for them because of the step up. A lot of people want these flat, no stairs, single stories. But besides that, it's been sitting for, I think, 10, 13 days now. And I think they have a few offers already. So I'd like to open it up to you guys. What do you guys think of the renovation? Any questions about it? And any of that? Nicole, what do you think?
It's beautiful. Poway is one of my favorite if I'm going outside of the East County. And it's literally right there on the border, right next to Ramona.
Yeah,
right? So that's
this one's actually right on top of Lakeside. So,
but Poway school districts, everybody loves, right? Yeah. And Poway just has a great community. What I saw through those photos, and I could be wrong, but it looked like you had an open back with a lot of privacy on the back of that house.
Yeah. There's the neighbors are adjacent, but there's a really high fence. They fully redid the fence too, so that chain link went to. This is my one critique that they did with the listing is that they posted before and after pictures, and then they posted before picture where it's like they renovated the house, and before they put in the turf, they kept like the original fencing and then reposted it with the new fencing. So it's kind of confusing for the typical individual to go through and see, so which one is it? But besides that, I think they did a fantastic job on this flip.
Well, and I think you're always looking at risk when you're doing an investment, right? So like when I look at Poway, risk in the resale, it's very little. And, that's where your cost is going to be as an investor, where you're going to lose money is in your risk or your time that it takes to sell or things that you run into that you didn't know about when you were doing your project. That looks like a great flip. I have no doubt that I think it already sold or it's going to sell. It's
on the market right now. It just got listed recently. They accounted for 5 to 6 months of rehab because that's always a good rule of thumb. It's like if you're going to account for rehab, account for way more than you need.
Yes.
They finished it in under 3 months. So I was super excited for them. They're going to save a lot of money there. And now they have time to, if it does sit, then they don't have to worry about that. We're getting some questions here. Is there room for an ADU and any permitting issues? So ADU wise, I wouldn't do that on this property. The highest and best use would for sure be the SFR. There's a little bit of room in the front, but even then, I don't think it's big enough for it. And I wouldn't personally because of the nature of the street in this area. There's not many of these ADUs. And permitting wise, there's no foundation issues, no big ticket items that were found in title or any of that. So as far as we know, and as far as they obviously have seen, no big issues have come up. But obviously, it's up to you guys when you reach out to the agent. If they, by this point, after doing the rehab and tearing it up, should have found anything if there was. So reaching out to your actual agent will be the most fruitful answer to that.
Well, and single family residential is always going to be that simple fee estate, right? So we don't talk about that a lot, but simple fee estate is the highest level that you can buy a residential property. So that property is simple fee estate. I don't think there's any HOAs in that area or anything like that. So HOAs cause an issue. Well, not an issue. It just doesn't make it simple fee estate. because there's something controlling that community.
Mhm.
So to me, that's like freedom at the highest quarter with our inventory so low.
Oh yeah.
I have no doubt it's going to go right off the market.
Casey,
what
do
are
you see a lot of these
seeing?
flips like in this area, or do you ever see them in other areas?
Yeah, I don't see a ton of them in that area. I focus a little bit more west, but what I was going to say is I really like your comment about looking at the highest and best use, especially when you're looking at it from a resale perspective, because a lot of investors, especially in the markets that I work in, love ADUs, right? ADUs and adding units and being able to increase cap rates and rents, right, are the big play that we see a lot of. But if you're in a neighborhood that doesn't have any other ADUs and it's a family neighborhood, and when we talk about East County, one of the other draws is you can get more land, right? The further west you go, lots are smaller, not a lot of land. So, you could definitely hurt your resale pool of, actual homeowners versus investors if you do something that doesn't conform to the neighborhood or what people are looking for in that area of the county. So thought that was a really great point.
Yeah. Maria, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it looks beautiful. It was a really great upgrade. Congratulations on that. It looks like amazing for someone that wants to move in and doesn't want to deal with all the repairs and fixers and constructions and everything. So it looks really good. I see a lot of potential, and as Cassie say, yes, there is a lot of, depending on the square feet, how big it is, of course, they always want to see that there is room for more, right? Yes, in order to get more for an investment, a bigger return. But it looks beautiful. I love the layout. And as you said, the kitchen looks fabulous. So very, very good job. I really like it. And Poway is a very high area, very desired with a very big demand. So not easy to find a ready to move in house in that condition.
I'm not sure if we can go back, but I know the kitchen had a main central wall right there. Yeah. So right where the island is, there was a wall sitting, basically separating the kitchen and the living room into two separate distinct areas. They got rid of that to make an open concept. Do you guys think the open concept is still in 2026, or do you think that people are going to go in for the more blocky, closed out stuff, especially in this area?
The open's good, but I have a lot of clients though that have bought open in the last 10 years, and truly some of them are not fans anymore. But that's just because there's no separation of space at all. And how do we design that? If we don't have the walls, then we can use furniture and things like that to be able to bring those things to life. Mm-hmm. So, but open always gives you that feeling when you walk in. Consumers walk in and it has that open concept, and it's an inviting feeling. And in the buying world, it's all about the way you feel when you walk in that house.
Yeah.
Some of those houses you walk into the wall, and that wall is not going to get sold very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from an investment standpoint, it's always good to take the wall down.
Right, and considering that here the meetings are always in the kitchen, so having it open, it makes me more rooming at bigger space look like, right? So,
well, I know East County talked a lot for dollars, but we just closed one in my office, and it was in the Palo Verde community, which is in Alpine, a beautiful community. We got that thing for $700,000 less than list price. The investor was able to close just this week, and his rate of return on that property is absolutely incredible. He's going to be listing it over $2 million, and in that community, it's completely legit and market rate in what he's shooting for. So it's just the money can be made anywhere you're at. You just have to have the right brain working for you to be able to make that money for you.
That's awesome. Did you say 700,000?
Yes.
Wow.
It was more than 700, Martin.
That's insane.
Yeah.
If you need anything negotiated, SellState Realty.
Absolutely.
Hey, make it happen.
Well, and I love this conversation because at the end of the day, look at these insights that we're learning from the people, not from AI, from the real estate agents, the experts, from commercial, Maria, to residential. Nicole. And in regards to escrow is the trusted neutral expert that tech-enabled buyers still need. AI, I love AI for good, and AI can help you find and structure the deal. But at the end of the day, escrow is really ensuring that the money, the instructions and documents are actually closing correctly and on time, and mitigating liabilities when you work with
100%.
us. You know,
I think that is
And
all the
when
time
you
we
work
actually
with all
do
of
have
us.
for the deal segment, but I'll pass it over to Chris and head on to deals.
All right. Thank you all so much for your insights. This is great. And this is the type of information that our viewers need. This is why we have our subject matter experts here, because I'm not an expert in real estate. These wonderful people are. So if you want to connect with these professional realtors, commercial realtors, residential lenders, escrow, and Martin with our deals, please message us so that we can connect you to the right people. But in this market in San Diego, owners need to be able to compete more. They need to be able to make these properties look like this in order to get the price that they want, and to get their property sold, and to get the people coming in to take a look at their property. So a little investment goes a long way. So with that in mind, super excited to get to the next segment of our show and get into it with our LEARNin Local events. All right, Tracy.
Woohoo! Here we go. And I just want to say Casey Clayton, he's a pro when it comes to lending and has the expertise. So, hey, once again, Tracy Hassey, super connector with Ticor Escrow Services. And I am at one of my favorite parts of the show, LEARNin Local events. I am in person, love connecting, seeing everybody here, but in person, there is so much magic happening. But before we get into the events, let's thank our sponsor. I have a question for you. How are you safeguarding your real estate deals? Let's talk, let's connect, and I'm here to educate and share some insights that you may not be aware of. So once again, Tracy Hassey, Ticor Escrow Services. We are the leaders at safeguarding and protecting your clients' money and information from wire fraud and cybercrime. We have the financial strength. We are a Fortune 300 company, and we have the experts, the escrow officers, the escrow teams that know what they're doing with 25 to 35, 40 years of experience. We are here for your success. That is so much fun. I am so grateful to be a part of the Ticor Escrow Services team, and to be a part of this team here and share the upcoming events. And so let's kick it off. What events do we have? Oh my gosh, the AI Quantum Leap. Step into a VIP AI Quantum Leap experience to discover AI workflows, tools, and systems built to accelerate growth and transform how you build and scale, not scare. It can be scary if you use AI for the wrong, but to scale, to automate what you're doing. And the that was last week. So you may have missed that. I know a lot of people here were on that. We have another one starting tomorrow. Do you have that one? There is another one that is starting to, do you have that slide, team, for the AI Quantum Leap?
I don't think we do for that one.
Tomorrow?
No, but it's the same event, right, Tracy? Just
No,
tomorrow.
it's not. No, it's a totally different. That one was just a one-day VIP preview. And tomorrow kicks off, and I've taken this, so I know all about it. It is the VIP Quantum Leap. It is a 6-week workshop with Reed Repa. He is the founder of Predicted by Genius. He is an AI consultant. It's a game changer. We'll put the link in the comments below, and I highly recommend it. I've taken it, and it's all about building your AI avatar, your AI clone, and really looking at how you can streamline your workflows. So highly recommend checking that out. Feel free to follow up with me. I can get you the link. And then we have January 16th. We have the Real Estate Insights, Deals, and Events with the amazing Mr. Carlsbad, eXp Realty, John and Eris Anagnos of Mr. Carlsbad. And January 23rd, we have Real Estate Insights, Deals, and Events real time with the one, the only Noemi Flores of Compass Real Estate. And our fabulous Maria, who's with us on the show today, that is, she's going to be sharing her experts in more detail with the influencers on January 30th. And all of these are the 11 a.m. Friday on the Real Estate Insights, Deals, and Events in real time here on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. You can tune into your favorite channel, but we will be there and looking forward to your questions and see what you're thinking about so we can help you make your real estate dreams come to fruition. Right, team?
Absolutely.
And then there is one more. There is one more Wednesday, January 14th, the Real Estate Inner Circle. That is happening at the University Club in downtown San Diego. That is a private club, and that is from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So all sorts of goodness happening here, coupled with for the real estate industry. If you're in the industry as a realtor, broker, investor, or affiliate, every day of the week, pretty much Tuesday through Friday, there are broker previews, caravan meetings, and you can find out about those by going to sdar.com, psar.com, nsdcar.com. They're throughout San Diego County. So look at the associations so you can find out where the one is for the area that you're specifically looking in. And they're super power packed and a great way to meet the people that understand what's going on in those areas. So, and it's great networking. That's where we all get to network in person, live time, and really edify each other and refer each other. Because as we have said, these are the vetted experts in the industry. And that's who you want to work with at the end of the day too. Really, when it comes to doing real estate, you want to look at risk management. And that really, at the end of the day, that's all about the people you're working with and the companies that you're working with. And so we have a ton of fun. Anybody else have any events they want to share?
No, I know we got to transition, but I just wanted to say, if anybody is interested in that Real Estate Inner Circle event at the University Club or just wants to check out the University Club, we don't have a slide for it, but reach out to Tracy, Chris, or myself. We're all on the real estate committee and represent the club, and we can get you all the information and how to get invited and up there.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Casey.
Yep.
Chris, I think you're muted.
Chris, you're muted.
The host that's muted. Nicole, don't you have an event next week?
We're all human. You make us so human.
Don't you have an event next week, an open house at your office, Nicole?
Yes. Next Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. here at our new office, 9820 Main Avenue in Lakeside. We'll put up something on the page on LEARNin Local Live to be able to give you more information.
Right. Thank you all so much for that. Hey, Casey, thank you so much for that, promoting the real estate network over at the University Club. I think everyone who's the slightest bit interested in real estate and what's going on as well, you're going to meet some of your subject matter influencers who are on the show at that event. So I encourage everyone to come to the newly renovated University Club with the Real Estate Committee. Thank you all so much for everything, all of your insights. And, we're just super excited about 2026. Let's transition into the next segment of our show, our lessons. All right. And so our lessons portion is to talk about what have we learned from this show? What have we learned about AI? What have we learned about the East region? What have we learned about what's going on in the market? Thank you all so much for all of your feedback, all your insights, because, our viewers want to see all this information before they make that critical decision about where to go, where to buy, how to buy, what loan to get, right? So please, Maria, what is your takeaway on the show today?
Well, my takeaway is that San Diego keep growing, developments keep happening, and AI is still with us and is coming strong. So we better run with it and adapt, or we are going to fall behind. So my insight is like keep going and learn as much as possible. Keep updated with all what's happening in the city, and then we will be good. And don't forget, AI is there and it's not going anywhere. So we better be with it as well. It's our companion now.
Thank you so much. Nicole.
AI is a great assistant, but it's never going to replace the brain that can make you money. I mean, truly, if I'm representing a buyer or a seller, it's just a different projection of what I need to do in those roles. So many times I'll watch sellers leave too much money being given away, and buyers also not understanding that they're leaving money on the table. So there's different things that we do that are so strategic. The other day I was in after inspections with a client, and AI could never tell him. As a matter of fact, I think he even got into AI to try to get some of his own advice. But after talking to me, he's like, no, that totally makes sense. Because in even just that one little situation, I could have left thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on the table that would have never benefited him if he didn't know what I know.
And so we have to ask ourselves, can AI actually do that for us, rather than, because it seems like AI can definitely write the deal for us. They're going to be saving, thousands of dollars rather than having to hire a real estate agent. But can they actually have that knowledge or that expertise to see and negotiate, for the buyers, right? So Casey, exactly. Casey, what's your take on it?
Yeah, obviously AI is great and people are going to have to eventually live with it. But at the end of the day, it's never going to replace reputation, relationships, and local knowledge. I'm a big proponent of getting a neighborhood expert when you want to buy a property. Quick personal story, the home I actually live in right now, I got that property because of who my real estate agent was. I went in, wanted to place an offer. The listing agent said, hey, it's an estate sale. Kids are wealthy. They don't care. They said, unload it. We got an offer. We're taking it. Done deal. I let them know who I was working with. They had worked together before because they were both local to the market. They knew each other. My agent had a great reputation. And we were able to kind of go in there, have the listing agent go back to the sellers and, even educate them of, hey, we might get a stronger offer. I know these guys. I know they're going to close. I have a lot of faith in them. And that all goes back to reputation and relationships. And that's just something AI will never be able to do.
Absolutely. Martin, what's your take on that?
I think it's a little bit of a double-edged sword here, where eventually at one point AI will be able to replace everything we do. But even if it was at that point right now, not enough people have enough experience or would even trust it. So I think that even if the technology was there where it could negotiate back and forth with two AIs, nobody would trust it to the point where like, hey, I'm going to have my AI agent do this for me. I'm just going to sit back. People want to be hands-on. They want to see what's happening. There's a lot of money on the line. I think it's going to take minimum like even 10 plus years before people even start trusting something like that, even if the tech is there currently.
Great. Thank you. Tracy.
Well, this is so fun. I love this conversation. And, having just finished the AI Quantum Leap 6-week workshop, I am absolutely elated for what it can do behind the scenes. My business will be running 24/7. And so that is super powerful. But what that frees me up to do, that's what I'm looking at. What that frees me up to do as the vice president of escrow sales for Ticor Escrow Services is to have more one-on-one time, more face time with the people, with my clients and prospects and all of you. And so that is what I think is so glorious. But at the end of the day, too, it's like we're talking risk management throughout the escrow process. And at the once the accepted offer is at, the accepted offer, I should say, is not the finish line. It's the beginning of risk management and staying ahead of the competition for closing your deal. So every deal deserves precision, protection, partnership, and that comes with the people, the teams, the seasoned escrow officers, and the company backing the escrow officers so that we get each transaction to close. So Ticor Escrow is here to do exactly that, close with precision and protect everybody's assets along the way. So see you in escrow.
Perfect. Well, as you know, there's just so much involved when it comes to, technology and trying to utilize it to your best benefit as far as just saving money, right? But you need these professionals to help you through the entire process. If it's a multiple offer situation, agents go the extra mile to get those offers through. Can AI do that? Right? And like Nicole says, sometimes you're going to be, if you use AI, you may be leaving, thousands of dollars on the table, and we want to make sure that everybody understands the advantages and disadvantages. And with what Martin was saying, it could take, years before people start trusting that. So thank you all so much for your insight. This was a great conversation, and I'm glad that we brought it all out so that viewers can now think about, which way AI is going, which way AI is going to help them. And now they have a better understanding of the East region, commercial, residential, the loans, the off-market deals, flipping properties. Thank you all so much. And again, we're here to connect, to collaborate, and create content with these experts, these subject matter experts. So please make sure you go on school, join learninlocal.com so that you can be a part of the community. And if you missed any of the shows, they're all there for you. Get a refresher on everything that we've talked about, buying real estate from A to B to C. We've got it all there for you. So with that in mind, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope that it was well worth it for your time to get some insights on what's really going on in San Diego right here, right now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next Learnin Local Live.